Russia's security agency says it has arrested a US journalist working for the Wall Street Journal in Moscow on charges of espionage. A Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson said they believe Evan Gershkovich was conducting activities not related to journalism on assignment from the Americans. In a statement, the Wall Street Journal said it vehemently denies the allegations from the FSB, that's Russia's security service, and goes on to say, "We seek the immediate release of our trusted and dedicated reporter Evan Gershkovich. We stand in solidarity with Evan and his family." Well, the BBC Russian journalist Sergei Gerashko has more.
He started as a Moscow Times reporter for the journal in Moscow. Then he moved to the Agence France-Presse, and afterwards he joined the Wall Street Journal team. He's a dedicated and talented reporter who is the son of emigres from Russia. He came to Russia like in 2000s, and he speaks Russian very well. He's one of the small number of foreign journalists who decided to stay in the country even after Russia started the invasion of Ukraine, and he kept up his reporting from Moscow amid all those risks, like being accused of espionage as well, because there were already cases when journalists in Russia were accused of spying and of transmitting secrets to foreigners, like the Ivan Safronov's case, a military observer who has been sentenced to 22 years in prison in September 2022. And presumably Gershkovich will be taken to prison for at least like 2 months for the time while the investigation on him will be open. This is a clear signal for foreign journalists who are still working in Russia that if they would like to keep their work and if they would like not being arrested, the only things they can do is that to transmit official lines from the Russian government and nothing else. Because any sort of gathering information in Russia, any sort of reporting something which contradicts the official line can be considered by the regime as espionage, as hostile actions, and can be considered as spying, and a person can be taken to court and arrested. Gershkovich looks like a hostage for Russian regime, and he probably could be exchanged for some Russian agents who were arrested abroad in the latest months, as for instance basketball player Brittany Griner has been changed on Russian arms dealer Viktor But. So the job of a journalist in Russia is becoming more and more risky apparently, and this is a very disturbing situation, of course, for the freedom of speech and freedom of press in Russia.
Terence McCoy from the Washington Post. I just want to bring you back to the story we were telling you about a couple of minutes ago, the arrest by Russia's security agency of a US journalist working for the Wall Street Journal in Moscow on charges of espionage. A Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson saying that they believe Evan Gershkovich was conducting activities not related to journalism. The Wall Street Journal says it vehemently denies the allegations from Moscow and seeks the immediate release of their colleague. We are just hearing on the Reuters news agency that a Russian court has begun a closed hearing on the detained American journalist. That is all the information we have on that, but it is a new line on the situation regarding Evan Gershkovich from the Wall Street Journal. A Russian court beginning a closed hearing on Evan Gershkovich. So as we hear more on that, we will of course bring it to you.